Good morning. As we all adapt to the many changes going on around us, we hope that today's message brings you motivation for the week ahead. Now here's Coach Ty with today's message.
Hello, friends, and welcome to this week's Monday Morning Pep Talk. This is Coach Ty Bello. Thanks for joining us. So if you listened to last week's Monday Morning Pep Talk, the title was One Sheet of Paper. You were able to follow the story probably with ease, and now I want to give you some results. If you did not get a chance to listen to last week's pep talk, then I'm going to highly suggest you go to our website and take a listen to it, maybe even before you listen to this week's Monday Morning Pep Talk. So let's do a brief recap of the story that we talked about last week. Our story began with a college class of advanced logics, where the professor was known to be exceptionally hard on his students, and it is said that throughout the semester, he posed some of the toughest questions and gave the most challenging assignments. So a week or so before the date of the final exam, the professor shared with the students what the final exam would be about. He begins by telling them that the advanced logic course that they've been taking is much, much more than just a course in college, but a course actually in life. He then shares the following outline with them for the final. You, each student, can select any topic that you would like to discuss. You will present this topic and the logic path to the class, and we will all debate, question, and dismantle your position. You must defend your position. This will be an open presentation, and you can have notes and reference information throughout. The students really seem to be relieved to have this type of information during the discussion. Would be amazing. The professor continued, however, your notes and reference information can only be on one sheet of 8.5 by 11.5 inch paper. Okay, so your homework, my friends, was to answer the question. If you are a student in this class, what do? How do you prepare, and what do you put on this single sheet of paper? You were all asked to email me, and you did a really good job. Now, I got a few emails. I didn't get as many as I was hoping for. So those of you that didn't answer, sorry. I wish you would have. It would have been nice to have your input. But let me share some of the answers with you that I did receive last week. Multiple responses did come in, and may I say probably the majority of them, that said that they would use every part of both sides of the piece of paper and write down all of their arguments and all of their responses and all of the notes that they possibly could. Others added a little bit more detail to that, and they would organize the sheet both front and back in logical progression. So for the most part, everyone had the same idea. There were a few nuances here or there, but everyone, for the most part, had just about the same idea and really did do a great job filling up that one sheet of paper. As you can imagine, the students in this class did the same thing. But one of the students really took this to another level. You see, the student, like others in the class, went in front of the room and presented their argument. When completed, this is where it got a little strange. The student, the one that I'm calling out here, took the one sheet of paper and placed it on the ground. Then he proceeded to the classroom door. He opened the door, and he let another student into the classroom, and the student then stood on the paper. You see, the professor told you that they could put anything on the paper that they wanted, and this student decided to put a graduate student of logics on his paper. The student happened to be in their last year and pretty much had all the answers to be able to go through the arguments as the class would present them. I'm not going to tell you how the story really ends, except that the student passed the class. So do you see what this one student did with the problem posed? The phrase outside of the box just doesn't do this one justice, now does it? This was simply genius, really smart. So as you are presented with problems and obstacles and issues and struggles, think. Really think beyond. What will you do with your one sheet. Hey, until next time, this is Coach Ty. Please make this week productive and not just active. You do have a choice. So what will you put on that one sheet of paper for this week? Choose wisely. Join us next week for your Monday morning pep talk with Coach Ty Bello.
Thank you for joining us for this week's message. We hope that it'll spark some inspiration for your week ahead. And thank you for any feedback, a thumbs up on YouTube, or even sharing it. And we'll see you next week for your Monday morning pep talk.